Good evening, dear all. We are so happy to see all of you and welcome to the Thursday series of EWB webinars that we conduct every week. And every week we have great speakers who join us and who are ready to share their knowledge with English language educators in Tajikistan and other countries. And today we are double excited to host our dearest friend and our enthusiastic colleague who is always volunteers for EWB. And today we are having uh, as a speaker uh, Mrs. Marwa Mansour, and today she will talk about the 7 Cs of 21st century teaching and learning. And of course, some of you who are frequent uh, participants of our webinars, probably you participated in webinars of Mrs. Marwa Mansour last year, and they were really insightful, engaging, informative, as well as uh, great in terms of providing lots of tips and expertise on teaching English language uh, for new generations. And let me share some information about our speaker. Mrs. Marwa Mansour, born in Egypt, Cairo, is an English language educator. She pursued her business studies at Ain Shams University before shifting her career trajectory to follow her passion for teaching and learning English. To fulfill her dream, she enrolled at Cambridge University, and in 2004 she embarked her teaching journey in Saudi Arabia and has held various positions in private schools across multiple countries. Her roles have included English teacher, head of English department, academic manager, CIE, exam officer, Cambridge coordinator, and school principal. Ms. Marva has actively participated in several training programs focused on English teaching, teacher training, evaluation and assessment, and preparation for accreditation. She also volunteered at TESOL Saudi Arabia for 2 years. Marva's academic pursuits include literature, management, leadership, and training. She holds a master's degree in English education from Indonesia, and additionally, she hosts a podcast on Instagram called Teaching Cycle. Currently, Marwa serves as a CEO of Oxford School in Tajikistan, and she is also EWB honor member since last year, and we are very happy to collaborate with Miss Marwa Mansour. Please use this chance to get engaged into this webinar and ask your questions to our expert today. And over to you, Miss Marwa Mansour. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nasiba, for the introduction. Thanks a million. Very kind words. You are very generous, guys. I'm very pleased to be part of EWB, and thank you a lot for the great chance that you are giving for everyone here to enrich the information, or for our new teachers newly coming to the career just to know more information. Thanks a lot, dear. Thanks a lot. Okay, welcome, dear audience. Welcome to our EWB webinar. It is always beneficial to be here, by the way. You get a lot of information from all the great speakers that are hosting these webinars. Let me share directly the presentation here, and let's start. We have short time. Okay, okay. So let's start here by the 7 Cs. As we see here, the 7 Cs of the 21st century teaching and learning. Of course, it goes without saying that 7 Cs means seven something starting with the C letter. Actually, at the beginning, or like years ago, it was like only 4 Cs, but with the improvement that's happening in the educational field, it became like 7 Cs. We will know now together what are the four, what are the extra three new to the framework. Okay, I would like to start with you by this quote by John Dewey. If we teach today's students as we taught yesterday's, we rob them of tomorrow. I hope all the teachers agree with that, because it is really obvious that the generation we are teaching now is totally different from the generation we used to teach maybe 5 years ago or 10 years ago. So we need to improve our methodology. We need to improve the way you are teaching them. And we need also to improve our way of thinking about their future, because no one knows the future. And we are preparing to something that we still don't know. And we will really get closer to this idea minutes later. Okay, let's list together in the chat box what are the jobs that will disappear in the future, in your opinion. Think about the jobs we have now around and tell me, please, what are the jobs you think that will disappear? For example, it comes to my mind the postman. Maybe the postman will disappear or disappeared already in some countries. What are the jobs you think that will disappear in the future? Let's list a couple of jobs. I'm waiting for your answers in the chat box. Postman, waiter, doctor. Any more? Think about all the jobs that might technology replace in the future. Designers, okay. What else? Factory jobs, it might disappear. Okay, let's look at this list. What do you think here? Travel agents, typists, translators, librarians, film developers, tax preparers, warehouse stockers, cashiers, fast food workers, delivery persons, engine and machines assembler, telemarketers. All these jobs, guys, according to the research, it's gonna disappear in the future. So most of our students today, they always think about the easy way to work. I'm gonna be a salesperson, maybe. Or I want to be a librarian. I will just sit in the library and just handle the books and so on. So, of course, we need to be aware that these jobs are not going to exist in the future. Other jobs that might be in the future, like new jobs or even started to appear now, the software developers, virtual reality jobs, the jobs that depends on VR, data analysis. It's now really important and required in most of the companies. Content creator, like for the marketing on Instagram or whatever, they need a lot of people to create some content. AI jobs, all the jobs connected to AI, data protection, mental health jobs, and we will know together why. Drone experts, and they call them pilots now, entrepreneurs, and so on. So if you look at the list of the jobs that we should prepare our students to, you will see that most of them are depending on technology and some skills. If we think deeply about that, maybe it doesn't need that much geography. Maybe it doesn't need that much history, philosophy. I don't know, other subjects that we are teaching our kids as parts of sciences in the world. It is correct, it is important and everything, but the world now is one country. It's like one country because of the AI and the technology used. Let's look farther. You are good at math. Go and study engineering. Most probably, when we see a student in our classes who is really talented at math, we just advise them to be an engineer or go and study engineering somewhere. Okay, when that student tries to register to engineering, or to the Faculty of Engineering, for example, they are confused because there are new branches opened in those universities or those faculties, like biomedical engineering, mechatronics engineering. What do you know about biomedical engineering? From the name, it is some application of engineering that is connected to healthcare, connected to the machines that the doctors are using in their clinics or hospitals. It is more connected to technology, robotics, and AI as well. So, in that branch, for example, the student is studying everything related to health, but from the engineering perspective. We also have another branch, mechatronics engineering. Some of my students are asking, what would I study if I join this branch? Or what will I be in the future if I join this branch in the university? Mechatronics is more involved into four branches. Like it is like integration of mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronic engineering, and software engineering. So it's some of robotics, computer science, coding, and telecommunication. If we look closer here, it doesn't mean that the student will be more into drawings or with pens or pencils and drawings and so on. It's more involved into technology, robotics, AI, and software. So, how about us as teacher? Are we really ready to help our students to join mechatronics engineering? Are we really ready? Like, is our knowledge ready to prepare our students for such branches and universities or not? Okay. It means that when we are preparing our students, most of the dreams of the parents we have, or most of the dreams of the teachers, that they want their students to be doctors, to work in such a room when they are graduated. This is our knowledge about the operation or the surgery room in any hospital. As we see here, many doctors, I don't know, there is blood there and light and so on. But actually, now, as a doctor, many doctors are working like that. As you see, the patient is sleeping there at the end of the picture with a robot over it, and the doctors are sitting in front of screens or sort of like only face size screen, and the doctor is doing everything by the robot. Of course, if we are training our kids or training our students to be normal doctors, like the doctors we used to see, in the future, he can't be easily the type of doctor that we see in the picture on the right. He can't easily use technology to be as the doctor on the right. Okay, now we know those two pictures. How if I tell you that some of the doctors, even nowadays in some countries, they are doing the operations or the surgeries from far away? Like the doctor is in England and he is making an operation for a person in Tajikistan because he is using the robot. He doesn't need to come here. The people doesn't need to wait for doctors for days and months because there is a very specialist or a very big doctor. He is gonna professional doctor gonna come from England to here to do the operation or the surgery. No need for that anymore. As long as the robot is there, as long as there is internet, as long as the technology is there, the doctor can start or can perform his operation from far away to a person in another country. But actually, our students who are born today or who were born 5 or 6 years ago, that means they are in grade 1 today, they are going to be doctors like that in the metaverse. I don't know if you know about the metaverse, but really it's attacking the educational field now. Through the VR, the doctor will be there in the surgery room with his nurses and everything, and he will conduct his operation or surgery through the VR. He doesn't need to go anywhere. Maybe he's sleeping in his bed and he's just doing or performing the operation. Can we prepare our students to be such doctors or what? Okay, let's move forward. The research say 65% of our children entering primary school today will have jobs in the future that doesn't even exist now, and we have no idea about it. Okay, this is big thing for me now. Now I'm a teacher, and this is a child who is registered in my school. He is 6 years old. He's gonna have a job in the future that I don't know even what type of job is this, or what type of profession is gonna be. What should I do now as a teacher? What should I do to help that child really and to give him a good education? It means that we are preparing our young people for a future of work that doesn't exist yet. That's why we need to expand our 4 Cs to be 7 Cs. Okay, what is the story of the 4 Cs and the 7 Cs? It easily depends on working on some skills on your students that will make them ready and flexible to the future. Let's look closer at this nice lady. I really like her, and she has very nice publishing. Maybe you can read some of it. That lady created the 4C model, or the 4Cs model framework. It's like a framework in England. Actually, she works in Cambridge, and she prepared that 4Cs model. She started the model in the 1999, then she updated that by the years. She is the one who started implementing the CLIL approach. I'm sure some of you heard about that. CLIL, it is the Content and Language Integrated Learning. She talked about that approach, and after that, she started focusing on the 4 Cs in her book, in her first book, this one. She focused on the content and communication, and cognition and culture. What is that, or why is that? It is to build the interactions of the integration of the language and the content together. That book or that framework, it helps you to explain any content in English language. It means any content and language together. You as a teacher would be ready to work with this framework. After that, she updated her work or her book to Beyond Khalil. It was about 2021, and the last update was 2023. 2023, she updated the book for the last version. So here we go. What is happening? What is there inside these books? What should I do? Once they announced the Khalil, I ran just to take it because it was really beneficial for me. Cambridge announced the Khalil in 2012, and the same year I took it. And after that, really, I felt I am totally different. My perspective, my way of explaining everything inside the class, it turned to be totally different. I really advise you to go through that. Now there is even by Cambridge Take KT Khalil. Not only Take KT, there is Take KT normal one, there is Take KT Young Learners, and Take KT Khalil. So you can go through that. Now it is merged, both of them together. What are the 4 Cs? 4 Cs means those 4 things in front of us: collaboration, critical thinking, creativity, and communication. While I am teaching, now here we are all language teachers, but this is not only for language teaching, it is for all the subjects as well. While you are teaching, you need to focus on those 4 skills. These are the 4 Cs we have. You need to focus on the skills, not on the knowledge. You need to focus on the skill itself. Collaboration, it means the cooperation between the students in your class, how flexible they are together, how can they accept each other, how can they help each other when they are making mistakes, are they laughing at each other or are they helping each other? So all these things go under the collaboration. You need to work on that in your class. The second one is the critical thinking. Don't feed your students all the knowledge by a spoon. Just let them think about it a little bit. Let them be puzzled. Let them do the research. Let them find the reasons for that. Let them find some uh, solutions for the problem they have. Let them think about the system or the steps of the process to solve something. So normally we go inside the class and we start just listing all the information we wanted to feed them. It shouldn't be like that. You should just give them some questions and leave them to find the answers. Then you provoke them to start asking you questions and you just answer to these questions. More questions they ask, the more questions you give the students, the more information they will get and acquire. So it is really important approach as well. Creativity, it means that you help your students, they collaborated together. They thought about the answers to all the questions together. They need to be creative in using the answers to these questions. How can they operate this information they have gained? How can they use it to prepare their projects or to prove something or to present something or to do some public speech, for example, or to work together on something? So these are very connected to each other, and creativity is really important for them to start thinking about how to operate and process the information they have received. Normally, I have made like something in my school. I asked one of the students who is really brilliant in math, and he's always getting high marks in math. And I gave him a real life situation that he needs to use math in it to solve it. And unfortunately, he spent a long time thinking about it, and finally, he couldn't find the solution for that. And here is the point. Why are we teaching him math then? Why is he that good at math and in real life he can't apply it? It is because we don't give him the chance to do some critical thinking and some creativity and to share his ideas with others and to communicate and collaborate with the others. The fourth C we have is communication. Most of our students, they like to be heard, they like to be listened to, but they don't have those listening skills. They don't have this effective listening skills. They hardly sit and listen to each other and understand each other. They hardly sit and listen to you as a teacher. We all face that, of course. Unless if you force them, of course. If you say that I will deduct from your marks or whatever, they will sit and listen to you. But listening should be a desire from inside. It should be a motivation from them to listen. Of course, also a very big weakness point we have in our students is the public speech. They can speak very well in front of their friends, their teachers, their parents, but when you put them in a situation that they need to explain something or to do some public speech or to go to the stage, it is really a problem for them. And we need to train them for a long time until they are able to be on the stage. That's why in our school now, we are trying to train all the students from grade 1 to do some public speech. Also, the digital communication, they need to be able to do that. Of course, most of our kids now, they can do it. We can say that only the students who are out of reach of internet, they don't have access to internet or they don't have computers at home or so on, they can't do that properly. And of course, you need to engage them in more conversations in the class so they can discuss things together. They can reach answers together. This is part also of collaboration. If we look at the 4 Cs we have in front of us now, you will find that it is very integrated. You can't practice one skill away from the others. If you prepare for your students only one activity related to your lesson, you will practice all the 4 Cs through that. You don't have to pay a lot of effort to do it. Okay, these are the 4 Cs. How about the other 3 Cs? The new edition. The new edition is computing and ICT. Of course, most of the schools now they are teaching ICT. However, I don't see it as a very effective lesson because sometimes the kids know even more than their teacher. That's why I'm really careful about having a very fresh graduate ICT teacher, a young ICT teacher, because he would be close in mind to our students. The thing is that here, or the thing that we need to teach our kids is using the ICT or using the computer ethically. Most of the kids now, they are running to hack everything. They wanted to hack the games, they wanted to hack to have some books or whatever. Uh, we need to teach them the ethics of using these things. So this is one of the skills, and it should be practiced within the very first lessons with your students at the beginning of the year. You go with them to the ICT lab, you teach them how to do their research, how to find the answers to your questions, and how to use this ethically as well. The following one is the cross-cultural understanding. As I told you at the beginning of our webinar, the world now is like one country. Everyone can see everything. Everyone can reach information about every country just in a piece of cake. So the thing here is that we are curious about knowing about other countries, other cultures. Wow, I like it. It is really nice. Have you been to Dubai before? Have you been to Paris before? Have you been to that country before? Yes. But being in those countries for holiday or for vacation, it is totally different than being there to live. This is something different. Or if you are in your school and you have a new student in your class who is from another culture or another country or whatever, we need to teach our students how to minimize the barriers among or between them and the newcomer, how to accept other cultures, how to accept his color. This one is black, this one is white, this one is short, this one is tall. Oh, that girl is beautiful, this girl is ugly. So these types of words and conversations, we should teach our students how to avoid it and how to accept all the other people around them. Not only regarding the look outside, but also regarding the ideas and way of thinking. I see a lot in the teamwork activities that students can't easily accept the opinion or the way of thinking of the other students with them in the same team. It is also a big problem that won't prepare them for the future jobs. The last one of the 7Cs we have is the career and learning self-reliance. I see also some of our students, they reach to grade 9, grade 10, and they still don't know what type of job they want to work in the future or what career they are dreaming about. That is why this is happening with these kids, because since very early ages, they grow up without a dream. They grow up without seeing something in the future. They grow up going to school as it is a heavy homework they should do. They just go to school, come back from school, and so on. Life goes on like that without any aim, without any objective. Here comes the role of the parents at home, the school in the wider community, and the whole country in the wider community. So we should focus on raising the awareness of the future careers to our student. What do they want to do in the future? And how resilient they need to be, how flexible, how consistent, disciplined they need to be to reach or to make that dream come true. I see some of our students still also, I'm talking in general, of course, as I see now, not only in Tajikistan, but in many countries. I'm still following up the situation in many countries. The students, they still know about the jobs that we know. We are feeding them with the jobs that we know. We need to raise the awareness that there are other jobs that will appear in the future we still don't know about, but you need to be ready for it. Miss, how can I be ready for that? You will be ready, dear. You will be ready by skills. In most of the CVs now, there is part of the CV that is written soft skills. What are the soft skills? These are the soft skills: problem solving, critical thinking, collaboration, using the computer or the ICT, and so on. So if I am looking at the CV of my student, I need to focus not on the education part, but on the soft skills part. I need to raise his soft skills so he will be able to face the future well. Okay, so let's say now I am in my class and I wanted to shift my pedagogical practices inside the class to have a new balance that will help my students to gain these skills. What should I do? Instead of focusing on the knowledge, focus on the skills. Let me give you one example that I always see also. For example, a student in grade 1, he still can't add 3 plus 2 equals 5. And this is big problem for his teacher and for his parent. And the parent comes and say, my son can't add 3 plus 2 equals 5. He will add in the future. What will happen? It is good that he knows that this is 3, this is 2, this is plus or addition. That's enough for his age. In the future, he will learn how to add even more numbers. It's not a problem. For me, as an educator, I need to take care of the skills. Does he know how to cooperate with his friends to do the addition? Yes or no? Does he know how to communicate with his teacher and to go to her and tell her, Miss, I am not good at math, help me please? Can he do that? Yes, he can. Then we are fine. So skills are more important than the knowledge now, believe me, guys. Even some of the countries now, they are reducing the number of seats in universities and increasing the number of opportunities in businesses, in computer, and so on, to direct the young people to go through these jobs, the skillful jobs, more than being in offices and more than being doctors, engineers, and so on. Don't focus on the content, but focus on the process, how you are applying the process, how you are applying this content. How are you explaining this content to your students? What is the process for that? Don't focus on the basic skills, but focus on the applied skills. Can they apply that? Can they cooperate together? Can they speak together? This is more important. Don't focus on the facts and principles, but focus on asking a lot of questions and solving a lot of problems. Don't give them the theory in math, for example, or don't give them let's say in grammar for language teachers, we are giving them only the present simple. It contains of the verb plus s if it is he, she, it. Don't say that. You don't need to say that. You don't need even to write it on the board. You just go straight, practice it with them, let them ask questions using that, answer these questions using that, give them some problems to solve it together, and so on. Don't give them the theory, as I was telling you now. Don't talk about the theory too much, talk about the practice. Don't focus on the curriculum, focus on the projects. This is very important, guys. I have a plan, I have to finish the plan, I need to finish the plan, otherwise my supervisor will kill me, or the school director will kill me, or whatever. Okay, you finished your curriculum, you finished your plans. Where are the projects? Show me how the students understand what you have done inside the class. You finished your plan, tamam, okay? But how about the projects? Can they apply this really or not? Don't focus on the time, be on demand. What does this mean? Don't say that I had a class with 7B and now I am done. I am out of the lesson. A student comes to ask you and you tell him, in the next lesson you can ask me, it's okay. No, be on demand. Every minute, every place, every moment is an opportunity to learn something. If a student comes to you and talks to you about anything, just to have this conversation with him. You are the idol for him or her, and they are learning from you. Don't say that one size fits all. We have attended many seminars with this title, one size fits all. There is nothing like that now. It worked with us when we were young. Yes, one size fits all. The same teacher comes with the same methodology and it worked. But now, no. Every child is coming from a different background. Every child is exposed to different things online that comes with different ideas the next morning. Follow the personalized approach. It is more effective. Don't focus on the competition. Focus on the collaboration. Don't say, let me see who will be the first in my class this week. Or after you check your homework, for example, you say, the first one is Aisha, the second one is Muhammad, the third one is Ali. This is not correct, guys. This way, they will never collaborate together. They will never cooperate together. They need to understand that one success is their all success. And this is really what I love about the IB, for example, the accreditation we are applying in our school now. When the exam or the assessment is like one team, by teams, not by child. The assessment goes by teams. If the team succeeds, it means all the children in that team succeeds. So this is collaboration. Don't focus on the classroom. Focus on the global community. Take them outside. Take them outside of the school. Do something together outside. Don't focus on text-based, but be more web-based. As I told you, take them to the ICT room, or if you have a computer or even 3, 4 telephones in your class, you can search for the information and you can depend on that more than the textbook you have. Don't depend on summative test, but depend on formative test or evaluation. The summative comes at the end of the semester, and it is like a piece of paper we give to the kids. They have to give the exam, and that's it. So it means that you are just evaluating his knowledge. But if it is formative evaluation, like every 2 weeks or every 1 week or even every lesson by pop quizzes, this way you are following up his learning and you find the gaps and you try to close these gaps by more information. Don't focus on the learning for school. It's not just to graduate. It's not just to finish year 4 or year 5 or year 6. It is learning for life. When you are teaching your student the 7Cs, when you are focusing with them on the 7Cs, you are preparing a lifelong learner. Not only a learner for school, and after that, when they grow up and you ask them something, you say, we took that in school last year, or maybe 20 years ago. I don't remember this information. No. If you are preparing him correctly with the 7Cs, they will be a lifelong learner. They will even have the discipline to learn all the time and to discover something new. Okay, here is an example. This is my last thing with you. I'm sure some of our teachers, they know this game, Minecraft. And Minecraft, to go through the 7Cs, they started the education edition. Actually, it's not last year or the year before, it is a long time ago. And they, as you see here, when you enter to the game, you see that the 7Cs of Minecraft in education, they are applying the 7Cs. Minecraft is a very famous game that a lot of kids around the world are playing it. But the nice thing that they added education edition to be more useful. To be honest, in a time, I stopped my kids from playing this game because they were playing it for a long time. But when I saw the education edition, I started to learn it with them. It's not marketing, by the way, or something. I'm just showing you a sample of a 7C model that you can follow. In that education edition, the child has a lab inside the game, and in the lab, there is the periodic table, as you see here. All the minerals, let's say, and so on. When they pick one of it, it shows to them like that. This is the atom, and here are the electrons, the nitrons, the protons, and so on. Believe it or not, I met kids who are still in grade 1 and grade 2, and they know the periodic table. They know about the electrons, the protons, and they know the atomic number of some of the minerals in this periodic table. So this is gamification, this is 7Cs, this is preparing our students to be flexible, resilience, I don't know, ready to the future, and so on. This is all from me. Thank you so much. I think we have time, hopefully, to receive your questions and answers. We can answer these questions.
Thank you so much, dear
You're
Mrs.
welcome.
Marwa. This was really interesting. Like, a kind of a new, the whole new map of education kind of rolled up before our eyes, and like, yeah, from different perspective, whatever you just shared today through the webinar, they are really insightful, and I think just yeah, they are reflecting contemporary situation in education sector.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Yeah, and let us open the floor for questions and answers. So, dear all, please, yes, please put your questions in the chat box, or those who are watching us on Facebook, please don't hesitate to put your questions in the comment box, and we'll make sure to address those questions to our speaker today. And may I start the question? Yeah,
Sure.
first. Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So this is really great. And to what extent, like, because, yeah, uh, you also touched upon like gamification of education today, and I've heard about it from other
Mhm.
experts in education field from different countries. And to what extent do you think gamification of education will lead uh, to to minimizing the role of teacher in the classroom? What do you think about
Actually,
that?
to be honest, the role of the teacher is really minimized now. To be honest, if we are gonna apply those approaches, it means you as a teacher is only a facilitator. The children are doing everything. They are asking each other questions, that they are finding the answers online, for example. They prepare the projects together. So you as a teacher there in the class, you should just watch them and direct them. For the gamification, it's really attacking the educational field, you know? Kids are learning a lot from the games. I remember when we were young, they were telling us if you just memorize the orders in the or the Excel or the PowerPoint, you will learn some English. So we were running to learn what does file mean, what does save mean, and so on. Now the kids are learning a lot from the games. And now even there are even reading portals that comes like gamification, grammar portals, a lot of gamification portals that are increasing now. It's not going to minimize the teacher's role that much, but the kids will come ready to the class, I believe. And it will make the role of the teacher easier because now when I enter any class and I say, guys, do you know Minecraft? Yes, miss. Okay, can you just join the game this evening? Let's play together. Really, it is happening. Even there are a lot of games on the high level, for example, for high school. There are business games, mathematics games, physics games, a lot of things. I think it is helpful. The teacher will be a teacher no matter what. I'm not worried about that. We will be always there, but we will help them to grow more flexible, I believe.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I
Thank you.
believe that, yeah, English in the future will remain the language of means, because, like, yeah, all available resources are in English.
Mm,
And of course, like, yeah, there will be more demand for teachers who teach different subjects through English. And this is the
yes.
tendency I see nowadays, yeah, in Tajikistan as well. So
Yeah.
my next question would be like, so considering that these yes, Kilal, as you mentioned, like, yes,
Hello.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So, considering all the concept that you discussed today, is there any possibility that this concept will change over the time? Because, like, everything changes so fast, including the progress of technology, science, and everything. So, what would be your kind of your projections, yeah, based on these kind of concepts?
I believe everything would, of course, everything is able to be changed in the future. We didn't have Khalil before 2012, for example, and we were going with the normal methodologies. Before that, there was the take it, and it was the wow thing that time, like teaching knowledge test. Oh, you did that test, that's amazing. But when the Khalil showed that time, I remember we were pushed, all of us, just to know something about that. It was a new trend that time. Of course, everything is changing. Even the Kalal itself, it started by the 4 Cs, and now it is 7 Cs, for example. So the most important thing is that as teachers, we should be flexible in learning and improving ourselves all the time. If you just stay in your place, you wouldn't know about TKT or Kalel or Celt or Delta or whatever. It means you are getting older, not in age, but in information. So I really advise everyone to keep the improvement. Even our meetings now, for example, in webinars or whatever, it's a great chance to everyone. And it is for free. Everyone can join, can learn. Yes.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Marva. Yes,
Thank
we have several questions in the chat box. So let me just jump into
you.
them. So what are some common obstacles to critical thinking in Tajikistan classrooms based on on your observation, of course, and
Mhm,
how we can overcome them using the 7 Cs framework?
mhm. I would say the common obstacles, the main obstacle is that the kids are not used to this type of methodology. They are used to be seated in the class and just listen. So when you ask them to start some critical thinking, or when you give them an activity to do together or something, they easily believe that you are a weak teacher and you don't want to do anything and you are just depending on them, and it is a piece of a game and they don't take it seriously.
Mm,
So the big obstacle is that to reach to a point that your students understand that this is our way of learning together and that this is a serious process we are doing here, but this is like uncontrolled learning that you need to follow in the future. This is the very big one. The second big one is the parents of these students. If these students go back home and they just tell that we are learning like this, like that, they would say that, oh, no, discipline in the school. There is nothing happening. Really, it happens with me. There is no discipline. They are not learning anything. They are not doing anything. Then suddenly, when they find their kids speaking English, I have kids in grade 1 and they are really fluent in English. And the parents are like, wow, they don't speak like that at home. Of course, they won't speak like that at home because no one is practicing with them. But in the school, they are practicing all the time.
mhm. Yeah.
So, yeah, I believe that this is the big obstacles I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we understand that yeah, all the innovations and everything, like, yeah, comes to Tajikistan with some delay, and of course, like, it takes time, yeah, to
But it is
implement them.
moving. I
Yeah,
believe it
it's
is
moving.
moving.
Yeah.
I see that especially with my young parents, the parents who traveled, who saw other countries, who have big hopes in their kids, they are following us.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really great. Yeah, because I believe that, yeah, the first students inspirators are parents and then the teachers. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. All right. So question number two, what are some unique cultural considerations for promoting collaboration and communication in Tajikistan English classrooms?
Cultural considerations, I would
Yes.
say, of course, the topics you are applying, of
Mhm.
course, for being taught inside the class. We do also like that in Oxford. We are customizing because we are using Oxford University Press books and we are using the Oxford standards. Some of these topics inside the books are not suitable for our culture here. So we are just avoiding them just to go with the cultural considerations here. One more thing I noticed, sometimes the boys doesn't like to work with the girls, for example, especially in high school. The girls are more shy to work with the boys. I never force them. I always tell my teachers, don't force them. They need to be comfortable when they are collaborating together. So this is also one thing that you need to take care of. Let the children choose each other and to be together, at least at the beginning. And after that, automatically they will start to be mixed together and work together. No worries.
Yeah. Thank you.
No
So
worries.
next question, how can we assess and value creativity in English language learning considering the cultural context of Tajikistan?
If you want to assess the value creativity in English, I would say do something different with your students. For example, you can, I don't know, prepare a play with them and go to the theater in the city center and ask them to play this or to perform this on the stage. This way, you will transform the culture they are learning in English language because we know you can't separate the English language from the English culture. We know that. You can't separate a language from its culture. So maybe the kids or the children you are teaching can transform that to the community here. It will make their learning process closer to the mind, to the mentality. They would understand that. Also, how to assess the value. I think you need to be more involved with your students, with the families, with the community, with even the colleagues you have in the school, the teachers in the school, if they are not in a harmony, if they are not working in harmony together, you will lose that tempo.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And the last question for today, so all the participants are really amazed with these seven
Thank you.
key skills. And
Yeah.
yeah, there is a kind of comment question. Sometimes it's difficult to change English teachers. What advice can you give them?
Yes.
Yeah, for changing mindset,
Yes.
paradigm.
Yes, yes, I know, I know, I know. I saw that. It is difficult to change the mindset. Yes. Actually, I met some of the teachers who are really professional, but regarding the mindset, they have their own mindset. They don't want to change it. And they just believe on the old classic way of learning, and they don't think that this collaborative way will be working with the students. To be honest, I think that they don't know how to do it. They just know the old way and they don't, maybe they wanted to do it. Maybe they want really to help and to do this approach, but they don't know how to do it. And when we do some trainings, for example, they feel lost that from where I should start. That's why this year I am starting two projects. The first project is mentor mentee, and one of the teachers who is really talented, I see her or him in the training that is really acquiring the knowledge and absorbing and applying in the class, with another teacher, pair teacher, who can't do that. So they can just help each other. The second thing I have done, we have chosen some of the students from the University of Rojand here in math, sciences like biology, physics, chemistry, who are really talented in grade 4 and are gonna be graduates next year. We are inviting them to take English courses in our school for free until the end of the year. And next year, there will be an opportunity for them to be hired. So we are trying to prepare a new generation of Tajiki teachers who will be able to apply this methodology and with good knowledge of English language in different subjects, not only English.
Yeah, that's really amazing. And of course, like, yeah, you are doing so great job and
Thank you.
putting significant contribution in preparing current generation, yeah, for
Yes,
future
it
teaching
is
needs
important.
and learning needs. Yeah, that's really amazing. Thank you so
Yes,
much, dear Mrs.
thank you.
Marva. Yeah, it was really exciting, yes, to learn
Thank you.
today
Thank you,
about
dear.
these 7 Cs. And of course, yeah, if there are any last minute questions, dear all, please you can just, yeah, put your questions in the chat box or comment box. But to be honest, yeah, I think like this was something really interesting, and I think that most of our participants would like to know how to practically use these 7 Cs, yeah, in teaching practice. And
Mhm.
maybe we can just do our next webinar around that, because I'm really sure that all of the teachers are so fascinated by this idea of of including 7 Cs framework into teaching, yeah. But they don't
Why
know
not?
again
Why
where to
not?
get started. Maybe yeah, maybe we'll share some. You will share some tips
I
with.
will. I have a gift for you tonight. The two books of Khalil we have discussed today. I will send them to the group of Telegram.
Oh, great.
Yes,
Great.
the 2021 version, the 2023 version. You can just look at it, read it, try to apply the techniques in it. We are together in the Telegram group. If you want
Yeah.
to ask any questions, ask. Miss Nasiba, if you have any gap in your full schedule for the EWB webinars, I am ready. We
Mm-hmm.
can prepare another webinar on a practical lesson
Mm-hmm.
using the 7 Cs, for
Yeah.
example. No
That
problem.
would be really great. And yeah, as I mentioned, like, yeah, we have webinar slots available in August. And like,
Yes.
yeah, that would be a really great time for teachers to
Hi, hi.
devote their time and learn practically how to use all
Mhm.
these great teaching, yeah, frameworks into their
Absolutely.
everyday practices. Okay,
Mhm.
thank you so much,
Thank you,
dear
madam.
Marva. That was fantastic. And on behalf of EWB Network and our participants, you can also read their comments in the chat box. They are so happy to
Yes, it
be
is
with
open
this
here.
very,
Thank you,
yeah.
everyone, for your amazing comments. Thank you so much. I am always here to help you all. You can reach me on the Telegram group on EWB. I am there as well. Just send any question, I will answer happily. And see you soon in another
Yeah,
webinar.
yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Enjoy your
madam.
evening. Yeah, and see you.
Enjoy
Thank
your
you.
evening. Bye
Bye
bye. See
bye.
you. Bye bye.